everyone has a plan until they pick up a manhood stone, and then it might go out the window. We're starting to hear the word more and more now, Terry, at the end of day number 1 about recovery. And you've gone through 3 grueling events, and now you step up to one of these signature events in strongman competitions, and it's the manhood stones, and Maxime Boudreau will be the first one up. Right out of the gate, Terry, he's going to have to get a hold of 450 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, Maxime is a great stone lifter. He is very good at this. I'm not sure about the really heavy stones, but I know he's very quick, and I know he's a very efficient stone lifter. So, you know, he's going straight in there, I believe, on the second heaviest one, which is
550.
550, which is a big, big weight. It wasn't that long ago this was the world record.
So remember, weight trumps stone. So if he gets a 550 and a 600, that's going to be better than a lift of a lighter stone early. So Jerry, we're seeing right off the bat strategy coming into play.
Yeah, absolutely. And he confidently walked out and went straight to that 550. Well, let's see it, Max.
You got to have some serious stones to walk out to the 550 stone right out of the bat, and we'll see if Maxime Boudreau, who's had kind of an up and down competition, if I'm honest, on the first day. You know, we thought he would really do well in the deadlift. We thought he'd do much better than he did in the medley, and he just has had a few struggles here and there.
It's a very tough competition. I mean, it's one of those ones where, you know, the guys are so good. If you're literally like 0.5% off, it's going to cost you a lot of points. So it's not like Maxime sort of, you know, lost it or anything like that. He's just maybe just been that tiny bit off his absolute best. And that's obviously in this lineup, it's enough to cost you a few points. But I fully expect Maxime to come back tomorrow and have a very big day.
So he's back down from 550. He get a good look at 500, didn't like that. He's now down to the final 17 seconds to get one stone up, which would be 450 pounds.
He's got to get something now.
Yeah, this is going to be a moral victory for him.
But that is the risk of going for the big stones.
Yeah.
You know, you run the risk of fatiguing yourself, so then you can't get the lighter ones either.
Really looked, Terry, like he didn't have the tacky set right.
Yeah.
Going out there.
He's not happy about something, and that's going to get him a conversation with the boss man, Brian Shaw. And we'll see what Maxime wants to say to him.
Thing is, a lot of the time with the tacky, it's just a case of like getting it right, getting it at the right temperature for what the arena is, and then obviously applying it at the right time. There is quite an art to it, you know. You really have to sort of understand what you're doing, because if you get it wrong, it can literally be the difference between you win an event or not.
Here's a question for you guys who've competed before. Is there definitely an advantage going later when other guys have lifted the stone, there's tacky on it already, it makes it easier?
There can be, and then there can be a disadvantage too if somebody's put a lot of globs of tacky on it.
So Tristan Hoth now takes center stage. And he's going to step right up and got his 90 seconds on the clock, 450 pounds.
Tristan obviously just wanted to get one on the ball down.
Yeah, there you go.
Still a big, big weight. This is the thing. It's the lightest stone, but it's still well over 200 kilos. It's still a huge weight to be lifting, especially the fourth event into this competition.
90 seconds on the clock. He's not in a big rush right now. I guess if you come into this event, Terry, you know if you're good at stones, you're not good at stones, so there's no sense panicking over it, doing something that's going to possibly hurt yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, like I said, I mean, they've already done a max deadlift.
He's really got that leg
a very heavy
up.
pressing medley, and also a keg toss. Their hamstrings, glutes, lower back are going to be so fatigued at this point. And it's tough, especially coming into it with these heavier stones than they usually are. It's very, very tough.
This is the great part of this, Jerry. I love that you can go back to another stone that you've already had success with to try to get another positive lift in.
Well, if you notice, he's really got that right leg really taped up. And he grabbed it after the 500, he grabbed it right away. So I don't know if that's hamstring, quad tendon.
I think other than Hafthor Bjornsson, I don't know if anyone is feeling 100% right now with one event to go here on day number 1. So Tristan Hoth will be credited with that first lift. He was successful at 450 pounds, relatively quick, but could not get it at 5, so we went back to 450 and he was just spent.
Thing is, with this competition, it is really an absolute war. It's not just a competition, it's an absolute war. And obviously Tristan is going through it there. You can see from how badly taped up his leg is. He's obviously got something serious going on there.
Do you anticipate, and I know no one wants to hear this, but do you anticipate tomorrow when we get ready for day number 2 that there will be some athletes that maybe injuries and they're just not going to be able to keep going?
I mean, we fully expect it. I think all the guys competing fully expect it. You know, it is unfortunately part of the sport. Injuries happen quite often. And obviously in a competition that's this hard, the guys are putting their bodies on the line. Let's be real about it.
A little bit of breaking news. Alexei Novikov, the 28-year-old from Ukraine, the 2020 World's Strongest Man, has passed. So he came into this, Jerry, we talked about it. He came in a little battered more than a lot of the other athletes. And I just think he's probably saying at this point, this is not going to help me.
Yeah, he's had a bicep elbow that's been kind of an issue.
Which would be tough for this event.
It's absolutely almost impossible with this if you've got any kind of bicep, nagging injury.
So Lucas Hatton now moves into that position, the 29-year-old from Eatonville, Washington, the Pacific Northwest of the USA. 6 feet, 350 pounds, and he's going to bypass stone number 1 and go to stone 2. This is 500 pounds. Gets it. So now the question is, does he stay here, go forward, or go back? And it looks like he's going to stay here for another go at the 500. You talk about tacky, Terry. I remember shaking your guys' hands back in the day and stuff, and you guys were covered in this stuff, and it was pretty much the T-shirt, throw it away. There's no saving it.
No.
What is this? Is it pine tar? Is it sap? What is it?
It's gum resin. Normally, there's a few different ways they do it, but mix it with turpentine or white spirit, as we have in the UK. That's how a lot of people make it. But I mean, now you can literally go online, buy it. You can get different grades for different temperatures. If I was competing in this, I would have bought at least 2 or 3 different kinds to make sure that I've got the right one for the temperature inside this arena.
So Lucas Hatton successful one time at 500, and 2-time proves to be too much, and he's going to bow out with 1 lift with a 500-pound stone.
Yeah, tacky's really become a science on weather, humidity. It all plays in.
So here's the big question. How do you get it off?
WD-40, baby oil, Goo Gone.
Take it off pretty quick.
You never quite get it all off though, do you? It's always just like a little bit that just lingers around.
Yeah. It always seems like it's about a dozen times of washing your hands, scrubbing before you finally get it all off.
Ivor Smakstelis now, the 36-year-old, the elder statesman here at the Shaw Classic. Strongest man on earth, representing Latvia. Comes in at 6'2", 326 pounds. And coming off a great performance, 2024 Europe's Strongest Man, 2nd place. So he'll go right up to 500 pounds.
Now, Avars is another guy. He's a great stone lifter, especially on a set. He's incredibly quick. He's Mr. Consistent almost as well with as a strong man, but he is a great stone lifter. So very unlucky there, but I think I gave him the kiss of death, didn't I?
Announcer jinx.
Yeah.
So Terry, if you're just cruising around Dartford and Kent in the UK, where do you go and find stones to train?
I mean, when I first started, I sort of just trained with a keg. I mean, that was literally it. I just practiced as best I can, used a sandbag, then bought a few stones. There was one company in the UK that were doing them at the time. I've made a few myself as well. I know a lot of the guys back home when I was first starting out used to go to like, what are they called? Like garden centres.
Yeah, garden centres, yeah.
And literally
just concrete stone.
Have some made, yeah.
Smakstelis is trying to get on the board, and he does at 450. And this is a situation now, strategically, he struggled at 500. So, Jerry, he's going to just stay here and maybe pound out another rep of this.
Yeah, if he can get another rep or 2.
We're talking extra points.
The way, it's kind of looking right now, could be decent points for him.
I don't know if he's just got that bit of fatigue. He's not quite getting enough height. You could see it on the last one. He almost got it, didn't quite get the height. The rep he got on this, he did as well. And then obviously he's just missed that one. But just probably glutes and hamstrings are absolutely screaming at him, and he just can't get that full extension.
Well, after what they've had today, time to get to this 4th event. Posterior's cash.
Yeah.
If he was Terry Holland 6'6", though, instead of 6'2", would he have gotten that?
No, probably not. Certainly not as I am now, because I'm far too weak. But yeah, I mean, at the point these guys are at now, that bit of their body, the posterior chain, is going to be so cooked from all the events previously.
So close to getting that 2nd rep, so he does get credit for 1 rep at 450 pounds. And that takes us to our next competitor here in the Manhood Stones, Pavlo Koryaka out of Ukraine, 6'5", 304 pounds. He looks slender. He doesn't look prototypical strongman. Looks like a great athlete, but does not look your prototypical strongman.
Very good athlete. Very, very athletic, very explosive, very fast. Be interesting to see how he does here, obviously. On a lighter set of stones, he's incredibly quick because he is a very fast athlete. These are obviously very heavy, so, you know, it's a real test.
Pablo's going to get a feel for this 500-pound stone. Just so awkward if you can't get a good grip. There you see him trying to readjust, hoping that tacky on the forearm will give him a little bit of a hold.
He was just enough off center where the stone rolled back on him. Looked like a decent pick. He was just a little far forward.
Trying to get your heart rate to come down. He's coming up on just 60 seconds left, so he's already burned 30 seconds of his 90 total. Just trying to get something here. It's all about this grip.
Well, you know, Terry, the longer you're bent over there, it's harder to breathe.
It definitely adds to that fatigue.
Okay, so he's going to take a bounce back, drop 50 pounds, go back to the 450 stone, get that tacky in the right positions, and maybe he can pop this once, maybe twice. 2 lifts of this would certainly give him a better opportunity. He's looking for more tacky.
Problem is, as he burnt all his energy out, as he wasted all of his tacky on that 500-pound stone attempting that.
Yeah, it looks like he's slipping now.
Yeah, this is always the risk when you go shoot big. The chance of you then dropping back down becomes smaller and smaller with the more energy you use.
Final 15 seconds. He's going to have to make this quick. It's just not there.
Nah. Yeah.
Not going to happen now.
I think we're just in that realm where the weights are so big, everything's got to be perfect. If the tacky's not quite right, you know, something's not quite right, you've got a bit of a niggle somewhere in your body. You're in a position where this is going to be so tough.
You may translate that for you, Jerry? A niggle?
Yeah,
a niggle is like a problem or an issue or a gremlin.
I understood it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. A lot of people are like, what did he just say? I travel with Terry to do his translating for him when he comes to the States. He helps me out across the pond. Bobby Thompson now comes in bare-chested. And I'm not saying that by a fashion statement. This is actual strategy. You see guys that will do this. Terry, back in the day, this was the norm.
Yeah. I think is some guys don't like the T-shirt. It can get in the way. It can sometimes get caught on the stone, make it a little bit more difficult. Sometimes having that bare chest and just skin, yes, it's a bit, you know, rough and it can be a little bit uncomfortable, but you can get a better grip and a better purchase on the stone.
90 seconds on the clock. Bobby Thompson, the 31-year-old out of Fredericksburg, Virginia.
I was just always too fat to want to show off my bare chest.
Not anymore.
I wouldn't mind now, yeah. I'd be walking around bare-chested all the time, like Bobby.
That's what happens when you starve yourself, Terry.
Yeah, exactly.
So Bobby Thompson now resetting. He was one of the first athletes we've seen come in right at 450. He's not jumping to 500. I think maybe he learned a lesson. Guys, get something on the board.
Well, see, here we sort of see the opposite, where some of the, like Max, Pablo almost looked like they didn't have enough tacky. Bobby had too much, and it all just came off on that first attempt. I mean, look at how much tacky he's left on
there. It's all
there.
over the stone.
That's the thing as well. You've got to give it enough time. Once you get it on, you've got to get it worked in. Because if you don't, if you literally put it on and go and lift, it will come straight off. It will peel straight off. And obviously end up on the stone like Bobby's had that happen now.
He's down to his final 35 seconds. It's like a bunch of wads of gum right now.
Yeah.
And it's just not helping him to get grip on this. So he'll bow out. Bobby Thompson. Someone's got to develop maybe a new kind of tacky, like an aerosol spray-on tacky that goes on thinner but does the same thing.
Some of the guys I know used to use carpet glue on their T-shirts. Oh. It's not quite as sticky as tacky, but just enough for sort of on your T-shirt was quite good.
That brings up 30-year-old Austin Andrade, American, originally from Tucson, Arizona, now residing in the great state of Texas. 5th place overall after 3 events. This is a good opportunity for him, and he is strolling past the 450, the 500, and he is stepping right up to 550 pounds.
He's had a good first day, and obviously won the Open last year, qualified through that. Seen him compete a few times recently. Very, very impressive. Great strong man, and has got a massive future. Really is super impressive.
His name sounds familiar. Last year he was the Shaw Classic Open winner. That's the amateur event, earned his spot into the big show here, and there you see his hands. Looks like he's been needing dough, but that stuff is definitely not edible. Now Austin Andrade will step up to 550 pounds. This would be a huge momentum boost for him if he can get it done.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, at the floor, easy.
Wow.
Got it.
There we go.
And dare I say, he made that look relatively easy.
It didn't look that tough, did it?
No, he kind of just
Once
dropped.
Taki was finally set, he went well.
He's gonna go for a second rep on this. Still has a minute on the clock. 550 pounds.
See, the question is here, he's obviously like got in his head, he knows what he's capable of, because he's not going up and attempting that next stone, even though that was, you know, a relatively comfortable lift. He obviously knows that's where he's at the moment, and obviously if he can get another rep or two, it's going to be massive points for him.
So he's going to hold at 550. Oh, that time he just couldn't get it to his knees, so maybe he'll take one more run at this, Terry. He's got 20 seconds plus.
Might be worth another shot. It's just whether that last attempt was a tacky issue, or he got it a little bit wrong technically, or he's just like run out of gas.
Got 10 seconds here, and I think he knows right there, there's just nothing in the tank. But hey, 550, Manhood stones.
He's had a great first day though.
So it's good to see some success with the Manhood stones as he comes out. It looks like he had this tacky program dialed in. He strolled right past 450, right past 500, and knew exactly what he wanted. Jerry, he went right for the 550.
Yeah, he knew what he was capable of. Just took him a second to kind of get the tacky set. Worked out. Once he got a hold of it, that thing went.
So he puts the pressure on the rest of the field as he shows what's capable. Now this is one that I've been really excited to see. The big thicket, Trey Mitchell, 4th place overall after 3 events. He's already won the Shaw Classic 2 times in the past, and he's going to do the same thing that we saw from Austin just moments ago. He's going to step up right up to 550.
Yeah, he said in his athlete interview that he was going right after that 550, and if it goes, he's going 600.
Okay. Big man.
I think Trey's almost one of the guys that's got the capabilities of that as well. He's a great stone lifter, especially when it comes to their big, heavy stones.
And there you see the tacky there. He's got a little bit of assist going. He's got a little tacky already on it. Looks like he just went hog wild at a barbecue.
Yeah.
Still not enough, so he's going a little bit more.
He's definitely had that tacky in the microwave, there's no doubt about that.
Nice, got it nice and warm and soft.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like just the perfect temperature to get tacky where it's not slimy, but it's movable where you can get it where it's got some good stick. Because when it's cold, you can't get it to get a hold of anything.
So the clock has not started yet. He's getting himself still in position. Ooh.
Headbutt.
Okay.
I like it.
That'll wake you up. So he's stepping back to 4.
This is a 500.
500. So he's going to step back 1. So he preloaded the 550. That's some experience right there. Here we go. 90 seconds on the clock. Trey Mitchell out of Lumberton, Texas.
Maybe this is just like a bit of a feeler set almost. I do them a lot in training where I'll do like a set just to sort of get a feel of the weight and then push it up from there. Yeah. Maybe Trey's just doing this to get himself in that sort of that frame of mind where it's not too massive of a jump to go straight at 550.
Well, and after watching a lot of these guys go, like he knows just this is going to be a good place.
So that's 500 pounds successful for Trey Mitchell, currently sitting 4th place overall after 3 events.
To be fair as well to Trey, 500 pounds for him is not a top end lift. It's, you know, it's getting up there, but it's not at the absolute, you know, it's not on his limit. So, you know, it is almost probably him working at like 80, 90% of his maximum.
Yeah, at his best, he's a very good stone lifter.
There we go.
Look at this. This is almost guaranteed he's got it when he gets to this point.
Yeah, he's so strong on the load coming out of the lap.
So he does 500, he does 550. It looks like he's going to stay for another 550, which is strategically, Terry, a smart move, because if he does this, he goes into first place.
Big points for this rep.
Final 10 seconds. And Trey Mitchell says, enough, I'll take my 2 reps.
See, I think we've got a couple of guys that are capable of doing that 600, but the question is, are they capable of doing it now at this point of the competition?
Yeah. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Heavy 3 events.
I mean, if anyone comes out and lifts that 600 at this point,
that's a
knockout
punch.
Moment.
Yeah, that's going to be a big issue. So 2 reps for Trey Mitchell. He's credited with a successful rep at 500 and another one at 550. So 550 was the big one. That's the one he really needed because, of course, weight trumps reps. So if you come out and throw up a 500 3 times and I do the 550 1 time, I'm getting the nod. And here we go, underway. We're going to start off at 450.
There you go. That wasn't too difficult at all. Looked
Tom
pretty
Evans
comfortable.
made it look easy, didn't he?
Yeah. It does make me question why he's not going up. He's like, it must just be that he knows what he's capable of at this stage of the competition.
But you've seen a couple of guys, Terry and Jerry, that have not had any successful lifts. You've seen some that have had 1 successful lift at 450. So by getting 2 at 450, he does move up on points.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, it's smart. If he knows that that 500 is going to be a little bit of a push, double, triple this.
Yep.
Well, and we have still got another 4 events tomorrow.
Yes.
So
absolutely, yeah.
maybe it's the smart thing to do to not literally leave it all out there.
And starting with a very difficult one tomorrow with an 800-pound squat for reps.
Yeah.
That's going to be good times. Said no one ever.
Yeah.
Going to be pain. Thomas Evans now looking on the 3rd rep. He still's got 30 seconds to go. A 3rd rep at 450 is not a terrible way to wrap up day number 1. Plenty of time.
It looks really comfortable still.
Yeah, I think he's going to clock out there as he turns his back and starts the walk. Not enough time to re-rack and get it set, so he will be credited with 3 repetitions at 450 pounds for American Thomas Evans.
Looks strong there.
Kind of with Jerry, though, I would have liked to see him maybe go up to 500 just to see what.
Yeah.
I mean, he certainly looked capable.
Yeah.
I mean, even his final rep wasn't on the limit. It's a nice, comfortable lift.
So anyone else that does 1 rep of 450, he's got them beat because he did 3. Now, turn our attention to the big man from Scotland.
What we've been waiting for.
This could be the moment. This could be the moment. Let's see where he starts up. Is he going straight to the end?
He's passing 450. He's passing 5. He's passing 550. He's going right for the 600. Tom Stoltman's not messing around.
I mean, in my opinion, right now, currently, Tom is the best stone lifter in the world. So I think at this point, if anyone's going to do it, Tom's the man to deliver. I know he's capable of lifting this kind of weight. It's just how much the previous events have sort of taken out of him. That's the question.
He was very excited when they told him about Manhood stones, and they told him about the weights. And he said, I'm going for that 600. And somewhere, his big brother Luke's at home watching, cheering him on from afar. And here we go, 30-year-old Tom Stoltman from Inverness, Scotland.
There we go.
Tom.
600 pounds.
Let's see it, come on.
If he gets this, he's got loads of time. He's got the full 90 seconds to get it. And there's a good chance that wins him the event. He is the king of the stones. I think of all the years I've competed in strongman, the only person that could sort of lay claim to even being in the same sort of ballpark as Tom is obviously Big Brian himself.
Yep. And if you're familiar with strongman, but you're thinking, wait, where are the Atlas stones? This is a little bit different. Atlas stones, Terry, correct me if I'm wrong, and Jerry, that was more about speed, how quickly you could get it. The weights were still heavy, but not like this kind of heavy.
No, this is a different level of heavy.
So he's going to back it down from 600. He still has plenty of time, still 40 seconds. This is 550.
So even for me, like this stone is heavier than the biggest stone I ever lifted when I was fresh.
He needs to get something on the board, though. He's under 30 seconds.
Yeah, we're getting close on time now.
And this was similar to what happened last year with him with the logs.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get it right.
I would have absolutely bet every penny in the bank on Tom.
Getting
You
at least
tell him to just go for the 500 and get something on the board.
This is really a shock.
Final 8 seconds. It's not going to happen.
It's got the strength. Again, it does look a little bit like it's a bit of a tacky issue.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of issues with tacky, looks like. I mean, he was down, good position, but he's like he couldn't get a bite on either one.
I think maybe that's where Trey was smart. He come out and he put a lot of tacky on the stone. Maybe that was the smart thing to do.
Yeah, I think they're they're brand new stones, and maybe they're just a little slick.
Yeah.
But I think to Terry's point, once you put your hand on the stones and that, you get the clock rolling. Come out and do your prep before you even get near it, and then go to work.
Absolutely.
So no one has lifted the 600 stone as of yet. As we get a good look at Matt Ragnow, the young man out of Auckland, New Zealand. Strongest man in the Southern Hemisphere. He's passing 450, he's passing 5, he's going right to 550.
Matt is a strong stone lifter. He's so strong in his back and his posterior chain. Yeah, I mean, I really want to see someone lift a 600.
I do too. You wonder though, is he prepping this stone for later? That's what I thought he might do. So, or is he going to stay here? So I thought maybe he's going to prep this stone and then drop back one, get it. So this one he doesn't have to waste any time getting the tacky on. But nope, he's going to go 550. Boy, the realization of how heavy that stone is, guys. I've never been in this position, but you bend down and you start to lift and nothing's moving.
Well, I mean, let's look at the reality of it. A 250 kilo deadlift is quite a strong thing. You don't see that many people in gyms across the world doing 250 kilo deadlifts. And obviously they're lifting this in a big round ball. It's unbelievable.
So he's going to back it down still with a minute to go. He'll go back down to 500 pounds. This is going to be huge if he can get on the board with something. We saw Tom Stoltman a minute ago go for 600, backed it down to 550, ran out of time, and got credit for no lifts. And I think if I'm Matt Rag right now, I'm saying, you know what, bounce back to 450. Get something on the board.
I think that's the thing, the way it's set up, they're all banking on getting that one big rep. If Matt gets one big rep now on this one, obviously it's a lot of points. He beats anything that like Thomas Evans just did. He did a few reps at the light weight.
Got 20 seconds, so here we go.
That's the risk. That is the risk.
He started at 550. He's probably lost 15, 20 seconds just walking back. Now he's down to 10 seconds. He's going to really have one crack at this. I just don't think it's there today.
No.
You see him shaking his head. He's just not feeling it. And that'll wrap it up.
It's two of the biggest stone lifters in the competition have just come out and zeroed the event.
Very surprising. Very surprising.
And you know who's still lurking in the wings is Hafthor Bjornsson.
And he was very confident coming into this.
I wonder if he's back there already applying his tacky.
Yeah.
Getting it all dialed in.
I mean, someone like Thor, obviously he's had a bit of time off. He wouldn't be making mistakes on that sort of thing, that's for sure. I mean, Brian literally used to bring like a whole box full of different types of tacky, and he'd sort of have them all set out in the sun or in the arena and in different spots. And you'd never see Brian make mistakes on his tacky, that's for sure.
This is Wes Stravinsky now, out of Thorold, Ontario, Canada, 29-year-old at 6'3", 315 pounds. He's stepping right up to it, not messing around. Clock is running 90 seconds. He's on the 500-pound stone. I think Jerry made a good point a little while ago. I mean, let's not forget, these guys have had 3 grueling events. This is the 4th event in less than 4 hours. And what do you have left?
That is the question. I mean, there's going to be some pretty sore bodies tomorrow, that's for sure. Maybe they'll all be looking for an ice bath to jump in straight after this, I'm sure.
Yeah, luckily there's some good rehab tools backstage for them.
Ice baths available to them. They've got massage therapists. They've got everything they could possibly need. But again, when you do this much exertion in one day in a short amount of time, it's going to take its toll. So Westerinsky's going to re-tacky, try to get a hold of this beast, and he just cannot get a good grip on it. He's going to wave it off. So you start thinking about the guys that got 1, maybe 2 reps at 450. They're looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, looking like good points right now.
Well, they're taking out some of the guys that are, literally the best in the world on this event.
Think about Trey Mitchell, who was in 4th place overall coming into this event. He's going to benefit greatly.
Yeah, put Trey in a great spot.
I mean, for someone like Trey, obviously, at this point, guys like sort of Evan.
Yeah, Evan's got an opportunity
Mitch
now.
Hooper, what they do on this event is going to be crucial for him. It could be, that really could leapfrog him right up to the sort of big points.
Hey guys, do you think, and I ask you this both because you both competed at the highest levels, are they sharing information backstage? Like if you've gone back there and said, my tacky didn't work, are you saying that to the people, or are you just keeping it to yourself so they can experience the frustration themselves?
I mean, I'm sure a few of them have 1 or 2 guys that they're probably a little closer to that would share that, you know. And you got to be smart and watch what's happening. If you got the luxury to go towards the end, you need to use that.
Evan Singleton now, he's going to start off at 450, so he's on the board.
So again, I think this shows maturity from Evan. You can see the difference. A couple of years ago, with that sort of ego and that sort of macho side of Evan, he'd have gone straight to one of the big stones. He's being smart, he's doing the right things, just getting some points on the board.
Evan Singleton out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, taking his time, still has a minute to go as he steps up to stone number 2. This is 500 pounds. That stone was like stuck to the mat.
That does actually start to happen when there's a lot of tackle on the stone sometimes. It makes that pick up off the floor much, much harder.
Even any resistance, I gotta think, is...
Yeah, when it's that heavy, you don't want anything extra slowing it down.
Okay, here's the question. Do you go back to 450 and get another rep in? Because 2 is better than 1.
Yeah. I probably would at this point because he's not got a lot of time left. He probably hasn't got enough time to get that, even if he started the lift now.
10 seconds.
He's out of time.
5. No. So 1 rep for Evan Singleton. But he did do that rep pretty quick. So that's, again, time. If you get guys that are all on single reps at 450, who did it the fastest?
The thing is with Mitch, I don't often think of him as being like an incredible stone lifter, but he's one of those guys where he can, when he's on, he can deliver on any event and literally be one of the absolute very best in the world on any event that's thrown there. So it'd be interesting to see what happens here. I mean, it's looking like at this stage the battle between him and Thor is going to be a hell of a battle. If Thor is that confident of getting that 600, Mitch obviously needs to get some good points here.
This is down to the final 2 athletes. It'll be Mitchell Cooper and Hafthor Bjornsson. Thor Bjornsson will know exactly what he needs to do. Fresh off the world record in the keg toss. Does he set another one here? Does he try to make a statement and go to 600? Mitch Cooper's checking this out. He bypassed 500, went and looked at 550, and now he's going to retreat back to 450. And I think this is a really smart strategic move, Jerry. He's going to, I'm sure he's capable of 500. But you know what? He's going to get a rep in. He's going to make sure he gets some points.
I guarantee before he walked out there, Hooper knew exactly what he needed to do to come in on top amount of points to take him into tomorrow.
Yeah, he did that in 7 seconds. So he's going to bypass 500, And so he almost used that 450, Terry Hollins, as a little bit of a warm-up, stretch himself out. I'm capable of 550. This would be huge if he gets this.
Yeah, absolutely massive. And I've said this so many times this year when commentating on Mitch. I would never bet against him. Even if I thought that he perhaps would do something, I would never bet against him.
So this is the moment right here. If he gets 2 550s, he's going to put himself into first place with only Hafthor Bjornsson still to come. And Hafthor would basically have to say, you know what, I'm going for 600. And if he gets that, kudos to him, he'll win the event. And Mitch in no major rush right now. He's just tacking up all time. And now he's going to try to get 2 at 550.
This is the advantage of going out so much later. He sort of has been able to really sort of take his time, deliver a good performance. I mean, if he gets one more rep on this, obviously it's massive points.
He's fighting it. Still has 13 seconds.
Was he like checking the time?
He was.
Doing that?
He was.
He's literally having a look at the time, whether to give it up or keep trying.
You got to be kidding me. Oh, just ran out of time.
Unlucky. He literally had a 550-pound stone on his lap and looking over and checking the time to see how long he had left.
Amazing performance by Mitch Hooper, the runner-up last year to Brian Shaw here at the Shaw Classic. And to Terry's point, the wherewithal to look over and check the clock with 550 pounds balancing on your chest.
I honestly, I said this, if Hooper turned around and said, I think I can fly, I would honestly, I don't think I would question it. He's just unbelievable. Such an amazing athlete.
You'll see it right here.
Look at this. Yep, where's my time? Oh yeah, I got 550 pounds in my lap.
To have that sort of composure at that point with that weight sitting on your lap is just, he's a very special athlete.
See, I was trying to get the high grip there just to clear the lip of that standard. Yeah. I mean, he was 2 inches away from popping that and getting it on top.
I think this is the thing with someone like Mitch coming into the sport, why he's been so successful. Yes, he's big, yes, he's strong, but he would be a great athlete in any sport he did. He's got that real sort of athletic ability that perhaps some of the other guys don't necessarily have, or, you know, I mean, this guy definitely does have it too.
And look at this walk.
Yeah.
He's taking a long, hard look at 550. Are you my friend?
I think they're just special athletes.
Yeah. He's looking at 550. Might go back to 500.
We're definitely in a really good time for the
guys,
sport.
he's definitely done the math, right? He knows exactly what he needs to do to get the win.
For sure, he would know exactly sort of what the right thing is to do at this point. He might sacrifice a couple of points, sort of slot himself in there to save a lot of energy. That's a possibility with another whole day to go, but
final athlete on the clock, Thor Bjornsson. He's going to start things off at 450, make it look relatively easy.
Thought he was going to one motion for a second.
He's going to go right past 500. He's going to step up to 550. That's where we saw moments ago Mitch Hooper go for 2 reps. He got 1. Fans are on their feet inside the blue arena. The mountain.
Straight away he goes ahead of Tom there as well, just by doing that 1 rep on that stone.
You gotta be kidding me.
That was good.
And there you see the advantage of being 6'9". Once he had a grip of that, Terry, he just had to stand erect, and he's clearing the distance.
One more,
and he takes the win.
I haven't seen Thor in person for like a couple of years.
Yeah.
I saw him yesterday down at the sort of, when we were watching the Open guys.
Forget how big he is.
I forgot how big he was.
He's
absolutely enormous.
I think it might be the best nickname in the business because it is so apropos, the mountain. Yeah. Thor Bjornsson here, going for the win.
Unbelievable.
He's got it. He's got it.
Crazy.
3 event wins today.
Yeah, that's a big day.
That's a huge day. That's a big statement going into tomorrow.
So he has a couple of years off, does a boxing match.
3 out of 4 ain't bad for the mountain as Hafthor Bjornsson wins the deadlift, wins the keg toss with a world record, and the last man to go here in the stones gets it done, knew exactly what he needed to do. Manhood stones goes the way of the mountain. Hafthor Bjornsson, guys, what a moment.
I mean, yeah. So for him to come, have all that time off and do everything he's been doing and come back and be at this level again, is just amazing. I think he's an incredible athlete, and I mean, just, you know, it's the same as Mitch. They're just special athletes. There's, you know, they have something that even the guys at the elite level don't have. They have that.
So
bit
Thor
more.
Bjornsson is now heading over. He's going to give Matt Eisman a big hug and an interview.
And here we are, 4 events, and you've won 3 of them, Thor. How does it feel, big man?
This is awesome. You know, I saw the, you know, at this stage, this level, we have the 16 of the strongest athletes competing here at the strongest man on earth. When I saw them struggling, I was sweating. I knew this was going to be hard. These stones are really hard. But another win, and I'm really happy. Let's go.
Hey, I gotta say, man, you took 4 years off, you've come back with a bang, but it really looks like one of the things you've enjoyed most about the competition is hearing the screams of the fans as you continue to amaze us again and again. What's it like being here in front of the strongest man on earth crowd, my friend?
It's amazing. You know, you guys are awesome. And I want to give a big shout out to my family right there. My beautiful wife is there, Kelsey Morgan Hansen. My beautiful son, my parents, my grandparents, and my parents-in-law. You know, there's nothing better than performing amongst the fans and your family. So I'm really happy.
Well, get some rest. And what can we expect tomorrow, Thor?
I'm gonna come in and do my absolute best. I have some strong events tomorrow as well. And I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna do my best. You know, it'd be an honor to have this title, and I'll do my best, that's for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, 3 events, the champion, Hafthor Bjornsson!
What a day for Hafthor Bjornsson as he comes to Colorado with a title that he has let everyone know he wants on his resume. And this is what he's looking for. Once again, 4 events today, 4 more tomorrow, and Hafthor Bjornsson dominates the first day of competition. Not a big surprise, but Hafthor winning back-to-back events, Terry, that is huge, and that obviously sends a little bit of a shudder through the rest of the competition.
He's got a big day tomorrow too as well. He's possibly the best squatter in the competition. You know, he's one of the best dumbbell pressers. He's got a big day tomorrow as well. I mean, guys are going to really have to pick their game up to take him on. I mean, his deadlift was unbelievable. Obviously, the keg toss, the stones. I mean, his pressing power's not quite back yet, but obviously in the time frames he's been working, and it's just, I mean, incredible that he's even at the point that he is now. I mean,
Jerry,
it's so impressive.
A near perfect day for him.
Yeah, I mean, almost absolutely perfect. And he's got great events tomorrow. He says his squat feels best he's ever felt. You know, the fingers are going to favor him because of his height. It's going to be a great day tomorrow.
His dumbbell's good too.
Yeah, his dumbbell's good.
Got a big day tomorrow.
Well, it's worth letting you know what's coming up on day number 2 as we look at Hafthor Bjornsson's amazing day, which included a world record. Of course, we got the squat for reps, the power medley, the circus dumbbell medley, and then, of course, we wrap things up with the single fingers into power stairs. Really favoring him. A lot of people thought maybe day 1 would be his best day, day 2 would be, and he certainly changed that narrative because he is in the lead as he looks so good. As we take a look now at the standings, the top 8 in the running. We've got 16 of the world's best strength athletes, and right now, there you go. It is still Mitchell Hooper with a 59-56 advantage over Hafthor Bjornsson. Austin Andretti sits in 3rd, Trey Mitchell, Evan Singleton, Thomas Evans, Tom Stoltman in 7th. That's a bit of a surprise for me to see Tom Stoltman that far back, Terry.
Yeah, I mean, I would have expected him to be right in that mix with the top 2. Obviously, the little bit of a disaster on the stones. he pressed well, he deadlift reasonably well. It's not like he's performed badly. It's one of those ones where it's not that any of these guys have performed badly. It's just they're all so good. If you make one tiny error, you get punished for it.
Jerry, let's talk about Mitchell Hooper, because lost in all this is the guy that leads this competition. He won one event, but he has been consistently strong.
Yeah, Mitch has done today what he does best, is be consistent, and that's why he's up on top. He's going to do the same thing tomorrow. So, Hofdor, Trey, all these guys are going to have to come in firing tomorrow to get ahead of him.
Well, boys, I'll tell you this. Everyone else is going to get their rest and recovery. You got to do the same, because we got a big day tomorrow. We're crowning a new champion at the Shaw Classic. Brian Shaw, the defending champion, not competing, obviously. And tomorrow's schedule does not get any easier. We'll go through the list of the 4 events they'll be facing off with. Of course, we'll start things off with the squat for reps. Then we've got the power medley. Then the circus dumbbell medley. That's where we're going to see some big separation. And then, Terry, we wrap things up with fingal fingers on power stairs.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic finish. I actually really like the power stairs as a finisher, because obviously you get that moment where a person's on top of the platform. They've worked their way up the stairs, and they sort of obviously they get that big moment almost on a stage in front of everybody.
Jerry, what do you think? What are you looking forward to tomorrow?
A squat. I think we haven't seen a platform squat in a long time, so I think everybody's excited for that. It's going to another amazing apparatus like the cake toss. So, when we walk in tomorrow, we're going to see that massive platform squat down there. It's going to look really cool in the arena. So a lot of people are excited for that. This power medley is going to be really cool with this tractor pull, and then the wheelbarrow with the farm machinery.
What is it, a baler or something?
It's something with a baler, yeah. That's going to be really cool in the arena to see those implements moving. And then, like Terry said, in with the power stairs, the fingers into the stairs, and come up the top, kind of like King of the Hill. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a fun day.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the show. Remember, tomorrow we'll start things off with a pre-show at 12:25. Then we're back live at 1 o'clock Mountain Time. That, of course, being at ppv.theshawclassic.com. So, on behalf of Brian Shaw, Lawrence Chalet, Jerry Pritchett, Terry Hollins, and our entire crew, I am Todd Harris saying so long for now. We'll see you tomorrow for day 2 of the 5th annual Shaw Classic.